So I'm back again with another ranking video, and today I'm going to be showing you my top 10 favorite sports cars in GTA Online. And keep in mind, this is a subjective list. It's my opinion. If you got a problem, you're probably right. I mean, let's face it, everyone on the internet's correct. I mean, who can be wrong on the internet? Nobody. Said no one ever. Now, these aren't in any particular order, so if you see one at number 1 or number 10, it's not because I like one more than the other. It's just for the simple fact that I just like all of them. They're really nice cars to drive. Either I like the look of them, I like how they drive, or if they have any significance to me, you know, stuff like that. And with you hopefully understanding the point of the video, let's start with the first car on this list. Now, this vehicle might be a very basic pick for a car that I like, and it's the Itali GTO. Ever since this car came out, it has been an amazing car to drive. You can make this thing look really clean like I have it now. You can make it look like a race car or the real-life counterpart, and I have absolutely no idea what it is in real life. Now, what makes this thing so good is I believe it's all-wheel drive, so you're not really going to be spinning out that often, like right off the line, or if you're taking turns or anything like that. It's really fast, like very, very quick. Gets up to speed, and it keeps that speed and it keeps going. And its handling is really good, but at times if you're driving like on a bumpy road, the back end of the vehicle will actually bounce up. It has a very bouncy suspension, but it's a good car. Just really hard to control, but that's what I like about it. You gotta hold back the potential of it. Now we have another very basic pick, which is the Pariah. Same thing with the Itali GTO. Ever since it came out, it's been a phenomenal car. I believe for a while in the game, it was the fastest car. I think for a couple of years, until the more recent cars came out, where they're reaching speeds of like 140, 160. Sometimes if the cars are doing curb boosting, they can get like 180, 200. It's kind of absurd. And I think this thing maxes out at around like 140 without like all the curb boosting and shit like that. It's a very fast car. Now this might be one of my favorite looking cars in the entire game, just because it looks really aggressive. And I like the shape of it. You look at the front of this thing, you feel intimidated almost. I mean, at least that's what I think. It also isn't like super good at handling. Unlike the GTO previous, it's not all-wheel drive, so it actually is not the best, like right off the line or when you're turning or stuff like that, but it's still a really good car. If you're able to handle it well, it is one of the fastest cars in the game, and I believe one of the fastest around a track. But again, very hard to control if you're not familiar with the driving in this game. Now, I believe the complete opposite of the Pariah is the Cypher. And in the game, I mean, it's okay. I don't believe its handling is amazing, its speed is amazing. I really just like the front end of this car. It just looks really aggressive, and also has like the neon headlights in front of it, like where they look like they're on when they're off. It looks cool. I like that. I guess that's it for the Cypher. It's not too interesting of a vehicle, but I still like it. And a sleeper pick, I believe, that not many people even remembered is the Schlagen GT. I might have butchered that name, but just hold back the rage comments. It's going to be okay. Now, I like this car for the sound. It is an amazing sounding vehicle. And that's kind of it. I mean, it looks pretty good. I believe it's like an AMG GTR in real life, something like that. But the shape is kind of goofy. The front end of it is a lot longer than the other half of the car. It doesn't really look right. But if you pull off like the good liveries, good color, all that stuff, honestly, the shape isn't even really the problem. It's mainly just the performance. It's not really a fast car, not really a good handling car. It just sounds amazing, and that's really why I like it so much. Now we have the Comet S2. I've always liked Porsches in real life, not like the newer ones, but kind of like the older ones, the older sleek look, the curves and all that stuff. And this one, I believe, is a more modern one in the game, but it looks really, really good. You can lower it since it's a tuner car, so it can be really low to the ground, and that enables it to have a lot more speed. Because if you don't know, the vehicles in this game that can get a stance option where you can lower it and raise it, when it's lowered, it can go a lot faster, but the handling, it is not good at all. But overall, I just really like the look of the car. It's fast, yeah. Its handling can be good if you don't lower it. But mainly, I just drive it because I like how it looks. I believe you can also have a twin turbo like exhaust on the back of it with the bumper delete. That was like very goofy if you do that. But still, car looks amazing. Nothing else I got for the Comet S2. So let's move on to the next vehicle. Now, I am 99% sure almost everyone watching this has forgotten about the Specter Custom, which is a vehicle you're looking at right now. This is a Benny's vehicle, and I think it just kind of got overlooked because it's very underperforming. Its top speed sucks, its handling is not great. But overall, I mean, the Spectre is just kind of like that one sleeper pick. You never really see it, but when you see it, you're kind of surprised. And this thing can look very, very good. I don't think mine looks the best. I mean, it has like a livery with a stripe going down the middle, the white wheels, the purple, and then the wide body with like the black on the outside. It looks okay, but I feel like you could pull off a look way better if you're actually trying to build the car. I think the biggest downside to it, other than its really poor performance, is the back end. It looks really dumb from the back. The front looks really good. The side profile is probably the best you can get out of the car, but the back just looks like they just kind of slapped a couple of vehicles mashed together and called it a day. They didn't even try, and that's what I really dislike about the car. But it's still just one of those sleeper picks I like picking because no one else remembers it, and that's really it for the Specter Custom. I know a lot of people are going to say this is the most basic pick you can get, but I have the Elegy Retro Custom. Look, from my friend's words, he said this is an R32. I really hope that's right, because people will flame the shit out of you if you say the wrong car. If it's R34, I mean, bring the comments. That's more engagement for my videos, more views. Not money though, because I don't make that. But the Elegy Retro Custom, I mean, it's just a good pick. I think most people like an R32, R34. I don't know about R33, but I've heard a lot of people talk about the other two. This car just looks really clean. I think it's one of the most realistic cars that came out at its time, because it's a Benny's vehicle. It has a lot of detail in it. You can make it look like the Fast and Furious one I did, and there's just so many different designs you can do. It's a great car. It sounds good as well. The backfire and all that stuff, and just the actual sound of the car, really nice. Really all I can think of about it. I mean, it's not like the most amazing performing car either. Its top speed's okay, its handling's okay, but I think you mainly would want to buy it just for the looks, because it looks really good. Another really basic pick you can go for is the Jester Classic. It's pretty similar to the Elegy Retro Custom just because of how iconic it is, and everyone wants one in real life. This is a Toyota Supra. In this game, it's kind of buns, let's be real. I think from what I heard in a GTA video at one point, there's a thing called engine resistance in this game where it'll sound like the car's like at high RPM and it just will not shift. And this is one of the cars that do that. It sucks that it does it, because I feel like if it was actually not doing that and it had a higher top speed, it would be great. But overall, really poor top speed. The handling kind of sucks. And to be honest, it could look better, let's be real. Does not look the best either. Now we have another version of the Jester. It's actually the Jester Racecar. This is a very nostalgic car for me. One of the very first cars I bought in GTA Online, and originally this wasn't going to be on the list just because I remember it as being a very poor performing car, but I believe in the recent years it was one of the vehicles I got buffed, where its top speed was raised, its handling I believe was improved, and it just looks really good. I mean, it's one of the few cars in the game that actually can look like a proper race car. I mean, I know there's some cars like the F1 cars and all that are literal race cars. But this one, you can also buy the clean version where it's just like a normal street car. But the race car version is a lot better. And it's just very fast. It also sounds very different from most vehicles in the game. I mean, you can listen to the sound right now. Pretty sure you can't really get any other sound from any other car in the game besides this one, which is really nice. That's really all I got for the Jester race car. Now the very last vehicle on this list, which I know I said it wasn't in any particular order, but it's the 8F Drafter. I believe this is one of my favorite vehicles in the entire game. I'll have to say it's probably my favorite sports car. I think the one thing that makes this thing my favorite is the sound of it. It sounds amazing. You can just take a listen right now. It almost feels like no other car has this sound, similar to the Jester race car, but this one's more refined because it came out during the casino update, which is, I believe, the update that really made cars way more detailed and just way more time put into them. And this car can just have so many different looks to it that you almost can't go wrong with any build you do. And it's just an amazing car all around. And that has been my top 10 sports cars in GTA Online. If you want to see a different video where I rank 10 cars, or you just got different video ideas, I'm all ears. I'm fucking listening, man. But yeah, that's been the video. If you want to subscribe or leave a like or share the video with your friends, go right ahead. I ain't stopping you. Alright, see you in the next video, guys. Peace out. I love every single one of you.